The summer heat pressed down on the stadium, heavy and unrelenting. For Cassie, it was more than weather. It was home. She had grown up with the crack of bats, the roar of the crowd, the smell of hot dogs and peanuts. Baseball was her world. But unlike anyone else in the stands, Cassie carried a secret. She could see the game before it happened. At the bottom of the ninth, the home team trailed by 2. Balancing a tray of beers, Cassie paused at the edge of the seating area. The air buzzed with tension, the crowd on its feet, 1,000 voices restless with hope and dread. She leaned closer to a small cluster of fans and whispered, almost to herself, "Knuckleball next." Then a curve. The batter knows it's coming. Home run. The fans exchanged puzzled glances, some smirking at the vendor girl who thought she was clever. But moments later, the pitcher delivered a knuckleball, fouled off just as she'd said. Then came the hanging curves. The batter swung with a thunderous crack, sending the ball soaring into the night until it disappeared over the fence. Gasps rippled through the stands. Beer splashed, hats flew in the air, and the stadium roared like a single living thing. Cassie only shrugged, a small, satisfied smile tugging at her lips. In the seats, veteran sportswriter Jack Carter froze mid-note. He'd come to enjoy the game with his family, not to chase a story. But the young woman's prediction had stopped him cold. In 30 years, he had seen his share of flukes, but nothing like this. That wasn't a lucky guess, it was precision. Carter wasn't the only one who noticed. A man in a dark polo shirt leaned forward from the shadows of a nearby row. His eyes tracked Cassie carefully, his hand curling into a fist around a betting stub. His jaw clenched. He had lost heavily on this game, and the idea that someone could see it coming stirred something darker than curiosity. After the game, Carter made his way to the concession stand. Cassie was wiping down the counter, her hair damp from the heat, movements weary but practiced. "That was quite a prediction," he said casually, as if ordering a soda. She looked up, startled. "Oh, that? Just a lucky guess." "Not luck," Carter said with quiet certainty. "I've covered this game for 30 years. No one calls pitches like that. Would you talk to me about it?" Cassie hesitated. Her gift was something she had learned to hide. When the visions came, they arrived in bursts, a flicker of motion, a sound, a result etched in her mind before it happened. Most people dismissed her. Some tried to use her. But something in Carter's tone, calm, respectful, steady, made her pause. "Maybe," she said softly. From the shadows near the exit ramp, the man in the polo shirt watched them. He slipped his phone from his pocket and made a quick call, his voice low and sharp. "Yeah, I think I found someone you'll want to meet." Later, Carter and Cassie sat at a quiet table after closing. The stadium lights glowed faintly in the distance, ghostly against the night sky. "All right," Carter said, notebook ready. "2 teams. Tell me what gives them an edge. They're real secrets." Cassie closed her eyes. For a heartbeat, she was back inside the flashes, the pitch, the swing, the telltale twitches of muscle and grip. When she spoke, her voice was low, steady, certain. "The first team, the Cubs, have a pitcher whose changeup works because of the smallest twitch of his fingers just before release. That split second of deception freezes hitters. Their cleanup batter sees off-speed pitches like they're in slow motion. Hard to fool him." She drew in a breath before continuing. "The second team, Atlanta, has a closer who hides the ball behind his hip until the last instant. That's why his slider looks untouchable. And their leadoff man is patient, disciplined. He won't chase garbage, but when he swings, it's explosive." Carter scribbled furiously, his pen barely keeping up. The detail was astonishing, too specific, too perfect to be guesswork. "How do you know this?" he asked, voice edged with wonder. Cassie smiled faintly. "I just do. I see things others don't." As the night stretched on, Carter asked about her life. She told him she was 21, an orphan, working concessions to make ends meet. She had no family, but she volunteered at the cancer hospital on her days off. "I'm not rich," she said, "but I've made it. Surviving, that's my success." Carter listened closely. He saw more than just a story. He saw a young woman with a gift that defied logic. "Cassie," he said, "have you ever thought about what this could mean, beyond predicting games?" She shook her head. "No, people don't believe what they can't explain." "Then maybe it's time someone did." For the first time, Cassie let herself imagine it. A future where her secret wasn't a burden, but a key. A future where she could be more than just a concession worker with a hidden talent. But as she walked home beneath the dim glow of the streetlights, the night carried a different weight. Her steps echoed on the pavement, steady but quickening. She could feel it, eyes on her. She glanced back once, catching the faint shape of a man keeping his distance. A car idled too long at the curb, headlights dimmed but aimed her way. Baseball had always been her sanctuary. Now it felt like something else had stepped onto the field. If Carter was right, if her gift truly mattered, then she was stepping into a game far bigger and far more dangerous than anything she had ever imagined.